Welcome back to the Brumby build series. On the last episode, I tried to fit the airbox from the Outback into the Brumby engine bay.
And immediately it's pretty obvious that this is going to be snug if it's going to work at all.
But I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm back this week to give it another crack.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the shed and the Brumby build series. So yeah, obviously last week I was a bit short on time, but I managed to at least identify, I think, where I'm going to mount all the key components around the engine bay. Bit of a recurring theme, unfortunately, because this week I'm also pretty short on time. It's going through one of those spells where life just keeps on getting in way of the project, but as with any project, I'm determined just to keep chipping it away at it as I'm able to. So one of the things I determined last week was that the airbox, or at least the air filter box, this guy, he's going to need a little bit of chopping to make him fit. So I'm going to crack on with that now, and we're going to see if we can get him located down in here amongst all those wires. I might just have to pull all that out the way, and if I've got any time after that, we'll see what else we can do. Do with a new one of them. I'm going to use the Dremel to take these guys off because I'll probably have more control over this than I will over an angle grinder, and hopefully be less noise for the cat. Just like that, they're gone. All right, moment of truth. So that's where he's sitting at the moment. You can see airbox at the back is on and our duct is fitted coming down into the air filter box. This is actually being held back by the loom at this point. Instead, we have gained some clearance by removing those clips. That's good. And we've still got a little bit holding us up. So underneath there is that filler, if you want, or the drain that goes down to the catchment bottle underneath. And that's what he's sitting on at the moment. And I think if I take that off, he might actually just sneak down and round and in, which will improve our angle through here and hopefully tuck this in underneath that lip there. So I haven't yet removed that guy. If you can see him, he was the old mount point for this air filter box. Just in case, I might need to use him to mount something in the future, because at the moment he's not holding me up. So I don't know what is going on with the cat, but he's having a mental breakdown, I think. But anyway, I think that's my next plan. Nicky, act your age. Okay, so that's all looking promising. Just to give you a better view of what I was talking about, in the Outback, this catch can sat underneath this, and I think the reason for that was that any rain that comes in through the front into this air filter box would obviously fall down to the bottom and then go into the catch can, and the catch can has a little pinhole. Probably can't see it, but there's a tiny little hole there, and I presume that was just to allow the water to gradually drain out of there without actually creating a massive hole to let air or debris get sucked up. Okay, so that's the little mounting point that I think I'm going to leave on there until I determine I need to chop it off. I could always trim those a fraction if I need to, but I want to try and keep them standard. But yeah, this guy, that's the bit I think I can make some gains with. So I might leave the hole there for now and just take this bracket, whatever it is, take that guy off. Don't need him, he can go. But maybe before I go too far with that, let's just do a test fit. Yeah, so he does need to go down further. What I'll do is just leave a very thin lip on that. Maybe I'll cut it off level with that. I think that's the way to go. think I got that reasonably even. It looks pretty close, and it is. But the problem is, it's no longer the round thing at the front that's holding it up. It's now hitting the battery tray with those tabs, the tabs that hold the box together. So these fellas here, that one in particular I think, are now resting on this tray for the battery. Maybe I undo those, so I might have to drill out a few spot welds. We've got some on the back here, and there's probably some more around under here somewhere. Remove that tray altogether. Again, it was something I didn't really want to do, but it has got a little bit of corrosion on them, so it'd be nice to get underneath there and clean that up anyway. I can just clean that up and just hit it with a bit of white high zinc primer to protect it. Unfortunately, that's going to be more than I've got time for today, but maybe that's what I need to do, is get myself organised. I can take off the jack bracket over there. I can take off the battery tray here. That should give this guy enough room to sit underneath that lip there, and that'll make our angle back to that airbox a lot nicer. And in the meantime, while I've been messing around with that, something exciting has happened. Okay, let me just make a little bit of space here. There's one, there's two, and two more. Okay, so these are the front struts that I'm hopefully going to use. Before I go into the details, quick shout out to Mark at Subrex up in Hamilton. Yeah, he's a specialist Subaru wrecker, been working with and on and around Subarus for a very long time, so very knowledgeable, and he was very helpful. So he's not a sponsor. I paid for all of these with my own money. But yeah, it's nice to give kudos when you come across someone who knows what he's doing, knows what he's talking about, and is very helpful. So I certainly appreciate that. But yeah, these are the front strut assemblies that I'm hoping to use. They're off a 98 to 2001 Legacy, and they will need to have the top hat changed because most Subarus, anything with an EJ in it, has the 3-bolt top hat, whereas the Brumby only has 2 bolts on the top. But I believe these should be interchangeable. These springs are still quite wide. Yeah, I don't know, that could be an issue. Might have to do some minor massaging, I suppose, to the inner guards just to make these fit. From what I understand from Mark, even going to earlier ones or Impreza ones or anything like that, they're still going to be the same diameter in the spring, so therefore they're not going to be narrower. The only way you can go narrower is to go aftermarket, but then I might run into fun trying to get the top hat changed out with the 2 bolts. So I'm trying to stick to Subaru OEM parts as I can, as much as I can. So yeah, bit of messing around with these, and hopefully these will go in the car, in the Brumby, and they will be the correct height, so the suspension will all line up. As you can probably guess, I've decided not to go with a lift kit to try and fix that pinion angle, or the drive shaft angles. We'll figure it out later. These hopefully are going to sort our front suspension for us. And then these two, now unfortunately I had to buy the whole rear hubs in order to get the backing plate, but these backing plates will work with the alignment pieces that I've got for the back, and that solves that problem. The only question mark I've got at the moment is yeah, Mark at Subrex thinks that these are probably a smaller diameter disc to the Outback ones. So these are off a 93 to 96 Legacy. And basically, like I say, I had to buy the whole unit to get the backing plate, but I'll pull it all apart and try them out with the parts that I've got here. The problem is that if these are for a smaller diameter disc, it's not just the disc that I'll have to replace, I don't think. I will probably also need to get different calipers. There's a good possibility of that. But anyway, we will give it a try and see how we get on. But hey, that's all I've got time for now. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully life will return to normal pretty soon, and I can start spending a bit more time out here in the shed, because I'm sort of missing not getting more work done on this and sort of being limited to just these short slots. But yeah, in the meantime, we're making progress, and that's the main thing. So yeah, I'll sign off there, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode of the Brumby series. Thanks for watching.